I fixed it. But we don't have much time, so we gotta begin.
The time has come and zombies are here and ready to destroy. But don't worry, in this PSA, we'll run down exactly what happens to a zombie and how to spot one by their stage of decomposition, also known as neurotic degradation.
Listen up. Stage 1 happens in the first 3 months. The skin starts to flake, peel, and is covered with open sores. The open sores expose damaged nerves that will cause sensitivity and in due course become more painful throughout the other stages.
Stratified squamous epithelial tissue, also known as the outermost layer of your body, the skin is the first tissue that is affected within the first months of being a zombie. The skin begins to flake and peel, and it creates abrasions and open sores all over the body. Stage 2, the 4th, 5th, and 6th month. During this stage, all organs are beginning to shut down, and during organ failure, the body is unable to release waste, causing swelling of tissues from gas and fluid buildup. So, the ears. The open sores on the skin exposes the cartilage of the ear that also is beginning to rot away.
The lips, the epithelial tissue covering the lips would become dry and flaky.
Ew.
Then rot away. The connective tissue, the lips would then begin to bleed. The nervous tissue is now exposed.
And just like the ear, the nose has rotting skin exposures all over. So the bone and the cartilage and the soft tissue like fibrous and loose tissue are also rotting away.
And the skin. Most of the skin is hanging off, rotted, and decayed, leaving the subcutaneous tissues, also known as the hypodermis, which is the innermost layer of the skin. It's made up of fat and connective tissues. It acts as the insulator and regulates body temperature.
Next are the teeth, the eroding of enamel and dentine, bone, and then pulp, which has connective tissues, blood vessels, and nerves. And then, can't forget about your hair, which is also made up of connective tissue, nerve endings, and hair follicles, and eventually will just fall out.
And your nails, the hardened part of your nails will eventually fall off, leaving the epithelial tissue exposed, which is located on your nail bed. As for your fingers and toes, the connective bone and fibrous tissue of ligaments and tendons that help support your toes and fingers begin to rot and lose feeling in them. Eventually, the toes and the fingers will fall off. Stage 3, months 7, 8, and 9. The last stage of neurotic degradation causes the outermost tissue to become dry and leathery. By this stage, all of stage 2 tissues are gone and barely present.
Now for the major muscles, like in your thigh and in your forearm. The loss of striated muscle will make movement much harder for the zombie, and they'll become really slow. And then the loss of smooth muscle will deteriorate the intestines and the stomach and the blood vessels. And then loss of cardiac muscle, the heart's just gonna stop and eventually rot with the rest of the body.
As for your bones, they're now weak and brittle. They will inevitably break. The breast and the genitals, the breasts are made of ducts and adipose tissues and fibrous connective tissues. Fibrous tissues and fat give the breast their size and shape and hold the other tissues in place. When they begin to rot, both breasts will lose their strength and fall off. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't imagine.
Right? But a very similar process occurs with the male genitals.
And now, unfortunately for your limbs, by this stage, if not all the limbs have lost their muscle, their skeletal, they're hanging off your body.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Right?
And then your eyes. The outer part of the eye that consists of dense fibrous connective tissue, and the front surface of your eye that's made of stratified squamous epithelial will degenerate, causing a loss in eyesight, and eventually the eyeballs will fall out of their socket once the medial rectus muscle rots away.
Wow. Can you imagine?
I can't see.
Oh my god. I want to see you.
Hopefully, this information can help you and your family survive the zombie apocalypse.
Remember, Please take caution when approaching others, for they may be in the beginning stages of neurotic degradation.
Asha, do you have any lotion?
I should have some.